Alrighty, folks, out here on the homestead again. How's everybody doing? It's your buddy old pal, old Tim here. Just out here getting things done. Sorry about the lack of videos. Lately, I've been real busy. I know I'd like to get you guys videos and updates of all the projects going on as much as I can. But right now, with it being spring, full-time farming had to take place before being a YouTuber. Especially since I got a lot of work to do out here. I got almost 6 acres. And I've recently rented a tractor and a bobcat. So I've been in here knocking down trees, cleaning out garden areas, uh, putting a road from the top down to by the pig pen here. So I'll have like a wraparound driveway through my property, which would be fantastic. I'm like a day's worth of... Oh, sorry about that rooster. I'm like a day's worth of work away from getting that project completed. As you can see, I'm out here in the greenhouse this morning. The greenhouse has been doing okay. I've been so busy with other projects that I really haven't had time to get in here and pay too close attention. And I was kind of slacking on planting some of the seeds that I wanted to get started a little earlier. So, I got a couple things to update you on. I got some more roosters out here. My brother Neil brought me some roosters. So I was very fortunate to be able to get them. I just free range them out here and they're just crowing away. So they're just eating worms and keeping the bugs down. My other ones are in the hoop coop, and it's been working out really good. These free ranging roosters have just been taking care of my place and kicking up all the weeds and everything. Eating all those little bugs that are coming out in the early spring. So I was able to get some guineas from Brother Neil too. So that's nice. I got those guineas out here. First day I let them out, they went straight to the road. So that sucked. I was out there chasing guineas, chasing them back up into the woods. And then once I got them up here into the woods, they went straight over to my neighbor's property, right over by the fence line. And I was like, oh man. And then they went up there straight up to my other dogs that I got up above by my cabin. And they had them barking and going crazy. And those dogs up there will eat the guineas. So that's not good. So I ended up catching the guineas and I put them in the hoop coop with the other chickens, and they're doing great. And just like everybody else to tell you about guineas, they are excellent watchdogs. And I say that because if somebody comes walking up the driveway or pulls in or anything like that, those things start making all kinds of racket. You can hear the guinea in the background. Some roosters. There's out here. So we got some plants growing. We got some exciting things going on. We've had some bad things go on. I'll tell you a little bit about that right now. I've had a few chickens come down with some kind of cold or something. I don't know what was wrong with them. I had a few pass away. I did buy more than 60 Rudd Ranger meat chickens, chicks. So I'm raising my own meat out here. Got a sick pig. So we've had some bad storms come through here. The pigs, for some reason, abandoned their shelter in the middle of the storm and were hog piled at the back of the pig pen, right out in the elements. I don't know why they did what they did, but now I have one of my favorite pigs sick out here. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Yesterday it looked like she was having a seizure or something, and I just left her be because I try to let nature run its course and see if she can get past whatever's happening to her, because I'd hate to put her down or something and she could have came back to good health. So we're going to let nature run its course. I know some people may say that's mean. Some people just, they don't understand. When you're a farmer, you got to take the good with the bad, and it's not always good. So that's why I tell you people about some of the bad stuff that happens to me out here. We got all kinds of stuff growing in here. We got some asparagus right here. Got that started. So my plans with the asparagus is I'm going to let this bush out a little bit in the greenhouse, get it going real good. And then I've actually got a spot behind my cabin that I'd like to put the asparagus so it grows back every year. It's just in its own area. I got kind of like a hillside that we had put up there when we had our original road cut through for the cabin. So we put like an embankment in for privacy. I think I'm going to try to get the asparagus to grow there. But I just got in here and watered them all. I got some Brussels sprouts growing in here. and some spinach and stuff like that. So that's the spinach. And then I got strawberries in some pots down here. They're already flowering, so I guess I'll get some strawberries soon. That's good. So back to the work going on. I spoke about the road going through here. I got a road that goes up from the corner of the property up to the cabins, which we have 2 cabins on the property and some storage buildings up above. We also have our camper trailer down here below, which is going to get moved up above by the cabins. So we'll then live between the cabin and the camper trailer while we build our house. Yeah, that's right. So an exciting thing that we've done with the stimulus money that we got from old Uncle Sam, we bought a sawmill. So we're very excited about that. I bought a Harbor Freight sawmill. Where the camper trailer is, it's not going to be there no more. The little red shed building that I call my little barn, that I put the addition on, you can watch those videos too if you want to go back and see that. Check that out. I thought about disassembling that building because the way I made it, I can cut the nails in a few of the joints, take the walls apart in sections and take the roofs off, and use the bobcat and haul the sections up above, and I could put them up there where I want to put my new garden and all that stuff in. So I thought about that, and I don't know yet. I've been kicking around the idea, and I just don't know. So we'll update you on that if I do that. I've been doing some leveling down here in the lower part of the driveway, and I wasn't going to focus no attention to the bottom of the property anymore because I'm going to be living at the top again. But the reason why I figured that I was going to fix up the bottom here, and I've been doing some work down here, excuse me, is that I want to put my sawmill down here so it'll be easier to roll the logs down the hill and stuff to the sawmill so I can saw the logs to build my house and the barns that I want to build. So I want to put a storage barn down on that end of the property where there's currently a metal building that's going to go back to the rent-to-own company. We've been working with them, trying to get them out here to recover their building that I no longer want to rent-to-own. So it's been too muddy. They haven't been able to come out here and get the building, all right? There's actually 2 buildings that they're going to come and get, so I could save some money every month. Now, if you're wondering why am I sending my buildings back, well, you need to go back and watch my video, The Do's and Don'ts of Homesteading, because in that video I go over some mistakes that I made out here on my homestead of getting into debt with too many storage buildings and stuff. Because you can drive around town and find these little storage building lots, and you think you need them to do whatever you want to do in them, but you really don't need to go that route. I can tell you from experience that it's easy to get into debt homesteading with the property payment, the building payments. If you have a loan on your travel trailer like I do, you got to make that payment. So you got to take that into mind, into consideration, and be thinking about that all the time of what purchases or whatever you're going to do for your homestead are absolutely making sense and are going to work for you and your family to keep you out of debt, so that way you don't make the mistakes that I've done, and you'll learn from my mistakes. Now, granted, the mistakes that I've done haven't put me in any serious trouble where I can't attend to everything. I have been working a part-time job, and I spoke to you all about that recently. This job that I've been doing, I've just been delivering food for DoorDash. So I didn't tell you all what I was up to, but I'll tell you, I've been doing a DoorDash, and I'll tell you what, folks, I'm making some money doing that. So I'll go out part-time, and I make about $20 an hour just in town, small deliveries. Works out great for me. I got 2 different vehicles that I can use, so if I want to take the family with me, we can all pile in the Suburban and take that out there and deliver some food. Otherwise, I got another car we can use. So that's what's been keeping me busy. Whenever it's raining out here, I know that it's a good time to go work, because when it's raining, people don't want to go out, pick up their food. They don't want to go out to the restaurant. And with the pandemic going on, people are still just ordering a lot of food. And it's working out good for me, because I get busy. So, been paying the bills. And I basically don't have to work right now with some money that I've set aside from income taxes and the stimuluses. You know, everybody knows we all got stimulus checks and stuff. The more kids you got, the more money you get. So I'm comfortable. All right, I'm very comfortable. I don't really have to get out there and do too much. But projects add up, and that's another thing I'll tell you about. The projects add up, and if you want to keep moving, you want to stay in motion and getting everything going how you want it to go, which it don't happen overnight, folks. So don't jump in and think it's going to happen real quick. And don't go out there getting discouraged. If you go get your property like I did, you start working on it, and things aren't happening as fast as you think they should, or you think you need them to. Car going by. Anyways, things don't have to happen overnight. I've had this property for a few years now, and it still looks a lot like when I first bought it. I mean, other than the roads going through and stuff, and there's a lot of trees cut down and stuff, it's really not too majorly improved, at least on the lower end of the property. So I cleared a bunch of the woods up top, and it looks completely different up there. The nice thing about that, cleaning up the woods, is I'm going to have some more areas where I'm going to be doing some stuff. I'm going to have my compost area set up there. I'm going to show you all my new compost tumbler that we bought from our buddy Bryce, and I'll show you how to operate one of those. I've been kind of reading up on it a little bit with the stuff to put in there to make it work real good. So we're going to go over some stuff in some videos this summer. You just have to bear with me. I don't know when the next time I'm going to make a video is. I think I'm going to do a walkthrough video, show you all the rest of my property, which I have never done. Okay, I've showed you my greenhouse, showed you my pig pen, my little red building. I've walked up and down the driveway here, kind of showed you some things. Showed you my apple orchard. Now I got a new road going up there past the apple orchard, wraps all the way around up to the cabins. I've never showed you all my cabins, so that's going to be exciting for me to be able to show you those. I was kind of taking it easy on showing everything out here because privacy or whatever, but I got thinking about it. It don't matter. Most of my stuff you can see from the road anyway, and the neighbors all see my stuff. Anybody that knows me knows what I got going on out here. And I figured, why not show you in the video? Because I don't have nothing to hide. I'm just out here farming. So we're just out here raising livestock and raising kids and having a good old time out here. So I'm going to show you all some of the projects that I've done up above my cabin. Show you how nice that is. Show you how you can convert a shed building to a house. Is what our cabin is. It's one of those places you can get from a shed place. Excuse me, I'm kind of rambling on, but anyways, I'll show you what I've done on some projects in there. And I got some water catchment going up there. Got some gutter systems going into a IBC tote. Keeps my water full so I can water my animals. And then I'm going to be using that for some of my small garden areas. So I'll probably show you a lot of different stuff this summer. Once the sawmill's up and operating, we're going to show you some videos on that. So be looking forward to seeing more stuff. Okay. Now, I don't know when the sawmill's going to get here, because they're unsure of it. They got a tracking problem going on. Excuse me. But I don't know when I'm going to set up the sawmill, because I don't want to be too gung-ho and set up the sawmill and take away from planting gardens and stuff like that, because I really need to plant the gardens. I have bags of seeds sitting everywhere. I got seeds from last year that I need to try to plant and see if they'll still work. My neighbor, which is over yonder behind my apple orchard, excuse me. It's cold getting me. But my neighbor over there has a big field back there in the back of his property, and he plowed me a garden back there. I was talking to him one day, and I told him that I didn't really know where I was going to plant stuff. I was probably just going to have to plant some stuff here and there in some buckets or whatever. Because the project's going on here, I really don't have a good area. At the time that I was talking to him, I didn't have a good area. Well, he plowed me a big old garden up here. So we're fortunate to be able to plant that soon. Sorry, you have to excuse this cold I got going on. It's rough, but it's kicking my butt. I don't know if it's a corona or what. But up there in the field, we're going to plant that. There's an opening in the fence line. We're going to be able to ride the riding lawnmowers through there and stuff. I got a nice gate my buddy Bryce gave me that I'm going to work with the neighbor and put there in the opening. So that way I can open up the fence and go into his property with my riding lawnmower, my little trailer and all that to tend the garden over there. Me and my neighbor's buddies. We get along real good. He's a lot older than I am. He's not quite like my grandparents' age, but he's considerably older than my parents. And I think he really likes having neighbors over here now. He's just a great guy. I've told you in previous videos he let us use his water for a whole year. So that's really nice of him. The garden is big. So we'll be up there making a video soon. It's supposed to storm the rest of the day. So I don't know what I'll get around to doing today. I got some more planters. These little seed things that I bought that I'm going to have to plant. And that's another thing, folks. I think I wasted my money on these because I bought some plants that already came in these little planters right here that you could transplant into your garden. Well, for years I've always thrown these little things away, these little plastic things. And then I got to thinking that that's been a big mistake because I could reuse these and reuse these and reuse these until they break or something, and they're free once you buy the plants. You can have those reused. These things, you know, they cost you like $3 or whatever for 4 of these. It was 32 plants. So I mean, it's not a considerable, large expense, but part of the do's and don'ts of homesteading is don't get into debt and don't buy a bunch of stuff you don't need. And I really could have came up with some other ways to plant my starter seeds that didn't require me to purchase the containers. Now I did have to I did have to purchase the topsoil, garden soil mix, and then to start my stuff because my ground out here is not that great, so I don't really have a lot of black dirt or nothing. And I just wanted to get them started off in a real good soil for when they first start growing the roots. So that's the reason why I did that. And they'll get transplanted up there into the other gardens. Now I do got an old rototiller sitting up there in one of my buildings that I'm going to get fired back up since I cleared out the woods up above. I'm also going to plant some gardens over here on my side. Now, I'm going to plant the garden that he provided for me first because he was nice enough to do that. And it's very large. But I got enough seeds. I got enough seeds to have a big operation going on. And the more gardens that I bake, the more stuff that I can produce. And if I can't eat or sell the stuff that I produce, I do got stuff that I got people at church that I could give stuff away to if I need to do that. I could sell it at the flea market, farmer's market. I got different avenues to get rid of the extra stuff that I produce. And a lot of the produce that I'll be growing out here on the farm, my pigs will eat. So that's not a waste at all. If you grow food on your farm and your family's not going to eat it, like you got extra tomatoes, cucumbers, gourds, pumpkins. Pigs love pumpkins. I'm trying to think. They eat all kinds of stuff. And they really like corn. So if you got extra stuff you're growing, throw it to those pigs or save it. Figure out a way to freeze it, preserve it, whatever. If you got a root cellar, you can keep your taters and stuff in there. The pigs like eating potatoes, and people say, oh, don't feed your pigs too many potatoes or whatever. They're high and whatever. They want to get all scientific on it. And some people just get a little too stupid with the scientificness of what they think they should feed their animals or whatever. And you'll have to excuse me saying they're stupid. But the thing is that if you're going to grow a pig and you're going to grow that pig to butcher that pig, you need to feed that pig whatever you have on your homestead and be more cost effective to raise that thing to the weight that you want to slaughter it to feed your family. You don't want to go getting into debt and paying all this store feed stuff if you can feed them right off your own stuff, because the whole thing is about growing your own meat is to be self-sufficient. That's what trying to be a homesteader is about, being more self-sufficient, growing your own food and stuff. A lot of people have different definitions of what being a homesteader is, but that's part of my plan, being a homesteader, is to be more self-sufficient. Now, we go out to McDonald's all the time, stuff like that, you know. We got the power hooked up, so we're on the grid, whatever. We got internet out here. Some people say, well, that's not really, you know, you're not roughing it or nothing, whatever. But you don't have to rough it. It's 2021, okay? If you got a homestead and you get to want some electricity put in there, you don't have to be off the grid. You know, hook that electricity up if you want to stay warm with that, and you don't want to use a wood stove or whatever. Go get your propane. You don't have to be completely off the grid or whatever. Do whatever you want. But try to stay out of debt. So all this stuff adds up and costs you money. And I'm the first person that can come here and tell you how much money this stuff costs. So my pigs are enjoying themselves out there in the fresh hay that I put. They're bedding down. Yeah, they probably know the storm is going to come through here. It flooded across the street, and neighbor's fence got taken out. My mother-in-law's rocks got taken down towards the creek. So we were fortunate that we got them up to the top of their hill in their camper trailer the day or two before the storm hit, so that they didn't get flooded, because the whole part of their property that they were actually living in down below got flooded a day or two, I think it was 2 days, after we got them moved up to the top. So I have been living in Tennessee for a few years now. I'm originally from Illinois. I've met a lot of people. A lot of people like me. I'm pretty popular, I believe, because I have a hard time, and I spoke about this in other videos. Sometimes I have a hard time getting things done around here because people drive by and they stop and start to talk to me and stuff. So I know a lot of people, so I'm able to call people and ask them for help on certain things. I know people to bring gravel and Bodo stuff and whatever. I got all these contacts in my phone. People stop by and talk to me and things. So I was able to pull some strings and get that going good, to make things happen, to move people and do all that stuff. So that being said, we've been staying really busy. I just wanted to give you all an update on things. We'll get you another video soon. I'm going to call this one a day because it's getting pretty long. See y'all later.